right. What's going on, everybody? This is Jay Wicker with Small Business Stand Up, and I got my co-host with me, Miss Danielle MacArthur. What's going on with you?
Nothing much, Jay, the host with the most. How are you doing today?
You the co-host with the most. I'm doing great, man. I'm alive. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on the land in the land of the living. You know what I'm saying? So I'm winning. I'm winning.
Every day when you're in the land of living, you got to make the most of it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So as you know, as an entrepreneur, man, it seems like we're living like a dual life, right? So we have to take care of the family, but at the same time we have to run a business, man. How you able to cope doing that, man?
I don't know. I kind of get into these days where I get in a funk where it's like I don't want to do work stuff right now. I kind of need to do some home stuff, but it really helps to plan and kind of make time for downtime, because I think I told you, like on the weekends, like on Sundays, that's like or Saturdays, that's like my gardening day. So I got to get out in the yard, get some sun, don't do anything. And what actually happens is during that time I start thinking about stuff, and you don't let it drown it, but it's good to like pick a simple thing, like maybe a problem that you're working on. Don't start there, but you'll find that you find clarity when you have those down periods.
Do you make sure that you have that every week, or is it like
I
every
do.
week?
I do, because if I don't, I'll start to get agitated and whatnot. Like, I'm sure there's something that you just, well, see, I feel like you've built a lot of your stuff into the podcast. So it's like you talk about sports, and then you got all these other different
Everything I
things.
like to do, that's what I do. And I try
Yes.
to get paid for it.
So
You're
that's
right.
for me. Like I'm pretty sure there's not too many markets for a podcast about what's growing in my yard right now. But
You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed.
I would be
Yeah,
amazed.
you'll be
So
amazed.
I'll holler at you when I'm ready to launch that one.
It's funny that you said it, because I'm watching this show. There's not podcast, but this YouTube channel with this guy. He cuts grass. So he cuts grass for a living, but then one time out of the week he'll cut somebody and don't charge him at all. But he
Nice.
records it and he put it on YouTube, and he's making a lot of money. Have tons of followers. So you may be on to something. So
Well, no, and you know what I was thinking of, and I don't want to waste your time, but so I grew up, we didn't have cable. So on the weekends, you only had PBS and like golf, or like just the real boring shows. And so I grew up watching like home gardening shows, and there's no black people doing that. And I would love to do that. So if anybody sees me, if you want me to host your gardening show, I would love to do that. So that's my retirement job plan. So when I hit 50, 60, you go see me in whatever media is available at that point in time, talking about perennials and grass and how to pull your weeds and things of that nature.
we're gonna put you down. They say the key to business, I say life in general. Figure out something that you would do for free. Well,
Amen.
figure out what that is, and then figure out a way to get paid doing it. So you never know. That may be the next empire for you, man. So I might
Oh,
put
it
you
is.
down.
Don't worry. I told you, that's my retirement job. I'm calling it my retirement job, because I'm pretty sure retirement is a joke for my generation. So it's like, it's exactly what you said. So if anybody listening, if you're in your 30s and your 40s, man, you might want to figure out what your retirement job. It needs to be that thing that you just absolutely love doing. That way
Absolutely.
it doesn't feel like work. Because to me, having a retirement job means you have something that's fulfilling. And because that's what people need when they get older is, you start to kind of lose touch with people, and it allows you to be in a circle where you can talk about something that you love, and you have a good, fulfilling life, engaging with people. People want you. So
Yeah.
retirement job.
Facts. Well, today, guys, people that's going to be on here and that's on here, we want to really celebrate entrepreneurs, right? So this is, I guess you could say, entrepreneurs or small business week for us, right? So today we have a couple of entrepreneurs here. So let me pull them up. Let me make sure I adjust this right so we can actually see each other. I wasn't prepared for
Put them on
that
the
part.
spotlight. Put them on the spotlight.
Exactly. So today we got Miss Michelle Canada. How you guys doing? Did I say that right?
We are blessed. How y'all doing over there in podcast land?
Doing well. Now, to some of you guys, if you guys already recognize the guy over to my left, you know what I'm saying? He's a regular on the show sometimes. You know, he can do his thing. You know, that's Mr. Breeze over there. What's up, Breeze?
Breeze.
All right, I'm the head of security for the Miggy
You
food
look-
truck.
You look like it, man. You look like the fans about to kick in the door or something, man.
With the Detroit Lions shirt on, you know I'll mess with you, right?
That's,
You know,
like
I
yeah,
mess
you're
with
that's
fighting
the
somebody.
problem.
you. Yeah. And you got a lovely wife sitting beside her. Miss Canada, how are you?
I'm well.
Excellent.
You know, I will venture out and just say this. I speak my mind, but the 4 people on this podcast right now is a power team, but y'all ain't hearing me. Y'all ain't hearing me.
I heard it. I got you see this thing right here? I hear him right here. I hear you, brother. You so right. You so right. You so right.
This doggone Danielle MacArthur is the smartest woman I ever met. But y'all ain't hearing me.
Look, I can show you better than I can tell you. How about that?
Absolutely. So listen, so you people, young people over there got a phenomenal business. What's the name of your business?
It is Miggy's taco truck, and we do Mexican food.
Ooh-wee. So I'm gonna put you guys on the big
No,
stage.
let me correct that. We do the food that the Mexicans wish they could do.
There go Breeze trying to get you canceled.
Let me see if I can make this like where you be on the big stage.
Boom, there we go. There we go.
There we go. We'll get y'all on the big stage.
So,
Yeah.
tell us about how you got started slanging those tacos off the truck.
Wow, that is a loaded question. How much time we got?
We got time.
Well, it was a family affair. Teaching our children responsibilities and financial freedom at a young age. We came up with a vision of having a food truck. So that's basically how it started. With having seven boys and 2 girls. I wanted them to be able to understand that they control their own destiny. So they came up with the ideal because everybody would come and ask for my tacos. And they was like, hey, we could do a taco truck. So that's how that came about.
Okay.
And so it manifested. And we done really good on the truck for the years we had out before COVID. Well, we put it out, I think, first in 2016. I think it was was it 16?
I think so.
I think it was 2000. No, it was before 2016.
No, it was 16. 15.
It was like 2015.
We don't know.
Right, but. So it's been an experience. It's definitely a learning experience. What I would recommend if your brother is interested in starting that business, to read all about it, because we broke literally everything in the truck just trying to travel with it. So, but it has been
that's like a story right there.
That does sound like a story that's worth telling here on the podcast.
Everything almost on the truck.
Yeah, everything has to be secure.
He did that, didn't
he? Well, I'll say this. This is actually it's funny, but it's actually a lesson for would-be entrepreneurs out there. A lot of times we get ideals. And sometimes ideas are something we're passionate about, as you and Danielle mentioned a minute ago. Sometimes we get ideas that we're passionate about, and that passion be burning, and we just can't wait to do it. So we go out there and do it without being properly prepared. That's what happened with us with the food truck. We went out there without knowing all of the ins and outs, all of the ramifications and consequences. One of the things right off the bat we learned is that when you move in a food truck, because a food truck is a mobile kitchen. So when you move from place, site to site, you're on the road, you're on the highway. And when you get to the next location, you open that door and everything that was in one place is someplace else. So we had to learn how to stabilize everything, how to batten down the hatches, as we used to say in the Marine Corps. You have to learn a whole lot of microscopic and minute details for your particular business that school won't teach you. There's a lot, and this is where mentorship, because I watched the podcast last week, I think it was last week, and I also watched Shaping Solutions. For all you folks out there, watch Shaping Solutions, good information. But this is where mentorship and experience meet up with education. You will learn things that are relevant to your endeavor, relevant to your business that books can't teach you. Yeah. And that stuff can make or break you. Yeah. People don't understand how you can spend so much of your resources and so much time replacing things and, starting over and over and over when you could have just, kind of got that information up front and avoided that. So that's just a quick message for all the people out there starting businesses. Do your research, do your homework, and get a mentor. Find somebody that can tell you it's not in the textbook.
Man.
And if I can add a little bit more about Miggy's business, it was geared for so that we could hire youth and be able to skill them in trade or something as simple as calling, food prep, cashiering, just a plethora of things that, misguided youth can come in and do work, build their confidence, maybe even find something that they never thought that they could do, and maybe even bring something to the business that they could be celebrated. Like one of the young men who came to the food truck, he had hot dogs and he was asking if we could try the hot dogs. I'm like, no, we don't do hot dogs. This is a taco truck. And so after we were figuring it out, we decided, okay, I don't know who decided, but we decided to use some of the chili from the nachos and put on the hot dogs and then top it with the pico.
That was your idea.
Yeah, and top it with the taco toppings. So it came out to be a Mickey dog. Nice. And it was a very hot seller.
Oh, it's a bad mama jam.
It's a very, but that you don't know whether or not that's gonna open someone's eyes and say, hey, I just thought of that.
Yeah.
And
that's a good thing though, because that's the importance of business. You can't get locked in because, like you said, Breeze, you'll have an idea. I'm sure when you had the first idea for the truck, it had nothing about a hot dog. But then when you get out there and you start to realize, okay, there's another demand. People like hot dogs.
Oh, yes.
Let's make a taco dog.
Oh, yes. I learned a lot of lessons on that food truck. But yes, it definitely is something, a tool to be able to meet people, relationships, and, help better the community we live in.
Well, that brings me to why I love this whole podcast idea that you had, Jay, because there are a lot of people, there are a lot of compromised people out there, a lot of people who are victims of the system, victims of society, victims of circumstance, and they need opportunity, they need resources, they need information, they need guidance. So my wife, idea you had, Jay, this taco truck to make money, already doing 6 figures a year. She started a taco truck to help the young people out there in the community, to give them a resource, to give them an avenue for growth. And it just so happens that as they come along, they have ideas of their own that she has infused into the business. But as she pointed out, your ideal can easily be of value. You just need an outlet for it. You need a way to apply it to your life. So this podcast does exactly that. That's why I show up from time to time, usually when I'm behind on my taxes.
Gotta get right.
Yeah.
Need a little boost.
But that's I think that's amazing, man. One thing about business, what I learned, you got to be willing to pivot. Right? Yes. You see something that's not going like the way you wanted to go, you got to be willing to pivot. And he who don't will soon be out of business. Right?
That's right.
They don't hear nothing else. Hopefully they'll hear that.
Absolutely.
That's true.
And with that dual, it's like two things, like you say. I mean, of course, you make a few bucks off of it, but at the same time, you're helping the community. That's a win-win. That's a win-win. Yeah. You're teaching young people, man, that you can do it a different way. I I look back, when I was young, man, it was some people that was in my neighborhood that I could say that was positive, but there was the people who wasn't positive was so loud I couldn't hear the ones that was. Looking back on it.
Right.
Just keep it real, right? So just keep it real. It was a couple people that was actually doing what was right, but I couldn't hear it because the people were so loud. But you guys doing what you're doing, man. I salute you guys, man. So I gotta ask you this, right? So I'm from Michigan. Now, Bree, you would know this, right? So we do the deep fried tacos. Is that what we working with? You know what I'm saying? The pent up tacos, Breeze, is that what we doing?
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. I'm gonna let her answer that, but let me give a shout out to my homies, Vargas.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When my wife started this company, that was her brand. She wanted Vargas shells only.
Yes.
So go ahead, you take it from there.
Yes, I'm still a Vargas girl.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm still a Vargas girl. I love Vargas. Whenever I come home, I grab me some Vargas. The pin-ups actually would be a nice treat to Ohio with the Vargas breads because you can't make them without it.
Yeah. I'm intrigued.
Well, taste.
Yeah.
Right.
you haven't tasted the taco until you tasted a pent up Vargas taco. I can't explain it. It's
like Cleveland people talking about a Polish boy. Like, shout out to all my people from Cleveland having to explain what a Polish boy is to the rest of the world. So I get it. I ain't gonna make you dive into it because I already know you'll describe it and it'll sound crazy, but it's the best thing in the world.
So my father taught me how to cook tacos. And so I took his recipe and made it my own, which is fabulous. But I do deep fry my breads. On
the spot.
On the Well, I will never do stuff anything. So it gives you a really fresh taste. So everything is made homemade. All pico and everything else is diced, and so it comes out really, really fresh. But my father has given me a recipe, and I wanted to do it with the Vargas breads, but because of the recipe, it didn't give the Vargas bread, didn't stand out like it does when I'm in Michigan with the pinup ones.
Gotcha.
So,
okay. Now, I know you guys keep hearing her say bread, like taco bread, right?
Yeah,
one of my tortillas, but we call it bread, taco bread. Where we from?
Really?
One of the most embarrassing things that happened to me since I've been in Texas.
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, you better not call it tortilla bread in Texas. Be crazy.
Oh my
God!
What's the name? I'm not in the place, man. I'm in the line.
I love those regional little subtleties.
Yeah, I want the large taco bread. She said bread. I said, yeah, large taco bread. Put this on there,
Look, you see my face? That's what the face probably looked like.
And I'm looking at the dude beside me, like she don't know what I'm talking about. I'm in Texas.
Yeah.
This ain't bread. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Up north, transplanted the worst in the South, man.
Yeah,
I just gotta suffer pop. People don't know what pop is down here.
Exactly.
I can usually manage around that.
That's how it is here in Texas too. They call it soda. I'm like, man, don't pop.
Give me a pop.
Well, the word pop is indicative of the Midwest. You got to be from Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, or Michigan to use that word. Pop is a Midwest term. When I lived in California, I said that word 7 or 8 times, and people looked at me like I was crazy.
It's nothing like it, a good
taco bread. I learned something new today.
Fago bread. Hey, I'm going to catch a flight today to go get me one of them bad boys.
Look, man. Look, you made me want to go get a Polish boy from Cleveland. I mean, these tacos sound nice, but
so if you took
nostalgia mode.
Yeah. If you took that recipe down to Ohio, I know you cleaned up. Man.
Well, we have age requirement because people are under a certain age or over a certain age can't handle this.
Oh yeah,
they can't handle the
popularity of Mickey's. It was very elite.
Yeah.
It was very elite. The people really came out for the tacos.
Now, are you?
We actually have an event this weekend.
Say one more time.
We have an event this weekend, Saturday. I said we have an event this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, where it's a potential about 8,000 people. for a soccer tournament, and we're just going to do just the tacos.
Yeah, yeah, we streamlining the menu down to just 2 items: deep fried tacos and soft flour tortillas.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
So let me help you paint this picture, man. You get this. Well, I gotta say bread. You know, shells.
Go ahead. It's all good, man. You've already translated.
You know, you season that meat up really good, and all that good stuff, and you put it in the middle of that bad boy, and you fold it, and then you pin it up with the toothpicks, man. You drop that bad boy.
Yes.
Goodness, man.
Yes.
Okay, so kind of like, but not sealed like an empanada, but
freezing and drop
closed.
Empanada different. Empanada, I know what you're talking about.
But it's like a pocket. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yes.
Like
There's a hot pocket, but better.
But better, yeah. I would love
a
to
hot
do
pocket
that,
on
I would
steroids.
love to do
The
the fried
Versace of
empanada.
hot pockets.
I love them. And
Well,
I would do them with too.
I used
So
to
the
put
bread, we
cheese,
got a period.
everything in hers and deep fried them.
Yeah, but also for the people out there who might be watching or who might see this later, understand that there are tacos and then there are tacos. And the difference is the toppings, the seasonings and the toppings. You know, some people think you just whip up some ground beef and throw it in a shell and that's your taco. Those are called homeless people.
Look, man, somebody out there loves that basic taco. You ain't got to come to them like that, man. Somebody out there making that basic taco right now. Feeding their whole family off them basic tacos that you just came for.
Absolutely. So now, let's top this thing off, right? What kind of hot sauce are you putting on that thing? Or do you do hot sauce?
The hot sauce is optional, but what my wife does is she creates her own pico de gallo, and that's a topping that just enhances and brings out all of the flavor of the meat. And she has her special cheese on there. Now the condiments are always optional. There's a table for condiments, so people can put ketchup on it if they are ketchup eater. They can put Frank's Red Hot on there, or they can put sriracha. Me personally, I use sriracha because it's fire, boy. Yeah. And I'm not even into spice, but I love sriracha on her taco.
Look, man, you hyping this food truck. Is this open every day of the week? Or do y'all just have select hours? If I just roll up on Columbus, where y'all
Well, I tell you what, if any of you guys that's hosting this podcast show up, we will open it on the spot.
Man, we definitely got to do this then. We got to take a special trip. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know me, I got a lot of people in Columbus, man. What's the normal, or do y'all only do events, or is it like you have a set spot throughout the week?
No set events? No set spot. It's very, very mobile. This is the epitome of mobile food service. But it's under renovation right now, so she's getting it renovated, and then she'll have the new schedule posted online. Here she is.
Right, and we actually right now, as you said, you have to pivot. So we pivot to pop up now. So we'll be serving we'll be serving out of our pop up. It's still a kitchen. We have everything set up for the commercial kitchen on the pop up
until the food truck is finished being renovated.
So yeah. So
okay. Man, that's huge. So how long have you guys been doing it now?
Probably about 6 or 7 years.
Okay. Excellent, man. This is about, man. So if I'm in Texas, how do I taste what's going on, man? What are y'all doing for me out here this way? Are y'all shipping stuff? What you guys doing, man?
Sending you thoughts. That's what you're doing.
Right.
That's sending you hints and inclinations that you need to get your butt to Columbus. That's what they're doing.
Now, some challenge only because the bread stability is not one that if you tacos get cold, you can't microwave them or warm them up.
Well, there's more to it than that. We're actually in the development stages of making this available in markets, like stores and stuff. So we're trying to develop a new process so we can shop. We're also looking for investors. Kind of like a taco kit.
Just a Mickey kit.
Yeah,
I was
Mickey
about to
kit.
say,
that's
I buy a
good
taco
name.
kit.
Mickey
Jay
kit.
will
Yeah,
buy a
but
taco
so-
kit. Just break down them instructions. Look, you're a writer, man. Break them instructions down so we can try to recreate.
All you have to do
We
is
don't
get
need
the
to know
food.
how you
Right.
made
Yeah,
it.
so-
Yep.
We can compose it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, Patty LaBelle made her sweet potato pie, and now it's selling in Walmart. So I figured we could do the same thing. So we're actually in the development stages of that and trying to build a team to spearhead that and make this global. Mickey should be everywhere, just like McDonald's and White Castle and Wendy's.
Amen,
So my
brother.
slogan.
Why not?
I didn't stole it.
Why
I shared
not?
it for you.
Exactly. Why not?
Why not? Absolutely, man. But that's how you got to think too, man. That's one thing I've learned too, man. It's about scaling. You know, it's about
Yes.
scaling up. So it quicker we can remove ourselves from the process, the faster this thing can go, or the more money you can make, and the more people you can affect. You know, it's a process. And so, but of course, you got to, like you guys doing now. You got to get get in the mud a little bit, figure out how everything go, then you can scale it up. So that's the process.
Yes, sir.
I'm in right now. So that's what's up, man. So man, I am much respect. So let me ask some of these questions here I got for you guys, right?
Oh, question.
Okay.
So
Start with her.
okay. The marketing. What are some of the different ways you can market? I can say your business, right? So what are some different ways you guys can market your business?
Well, definitely, I think for Miggy's, commercials would be a good avenue here in the city, since it's local only at the moment, and definitely social media. But the best marketing that we really did little marketing, but we had a lot of people we would get to places that we were scheduled, and people would be there waiting for us. Like, okay, we are not ready yet.
Right.
Wow.
So they
Those are
were
good
chasing
problems
us
to
down
have,
trying
by
to
the
find
way.
our truck.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
it definitely was. I actually thought this one lady was a stalker.
Oh yeah. That showed up.
Showed up everywhere we went. I've been looking for you. So,
Wow.
but so it's been
As long as she paying, it's all good.
Yeah.
Was she from Michigan? That taste must remind her of home. No,
we was like, leave the $5 on the ground and stand over there and we'll bring it to you.
It's a blessing to
Lady like that.
and we did this graduation in a what you call it in a suburb area.
Yeah,
Here in Ohio, it's called Grove City, but
Grove, Tucky.
Daniela may have heard of Grove City. Yeah,
Grove, Tucky,
so,
as I know it.
Grove,
For everybody from Columbus, they call it Grove, Tucky, but I'll let y'all know.
Tucky. Right. But so we did a graduation there, and a lot of the families were at the graduation, and so the next year everybody was calling ahead of time, like, hey, we got to get booked, because people will be calling over for Grove City to get the graduations done.
Yeah, it was a race to get us.
It was a race to get us
Wow.
get booked. So
That's good, man.
Good
Amazing.
problems to have.
Absolutely.
Good problems.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
Definitely.
went from doing $1,000 a day to considerably more.
Oh,
That's what's up.
yeah, definitely, especially on weddings and
Yeah, $5,000-$6,000 a day. That was beautiful.
corporations when we did.
And is that all organic marketing? Like, just people know who you are and they love your food?
That's a great.
You want me to answer that?
Yeah, you can.
Well, I'll say this. First of all, one of the things that I found out, well, my wife actually told me this, but I found out that food has a different advantage than any product on the market, because food is the one thing that you can not only see, but usually you can smell it.
Amen.
Now, when you got high profile food like barbecue or tacos, that aroma gets in the air and draws people from everywhere. You hamburgers and hot dogs and chicken wings don't smell
You're out there like a Pied Piper, just luring all the people to your taco truck. Y'all just drive. Look, so I don't want to cut you off, but my sister said this, or I saw this somewhere where it was like, we grown now. When the taco truck's gonna start driving around like the ice cream truck?
Get you some.
We're working on that.
I'm growing and running behind it. Taco truck.
Right.
We are actually working on that. With the plans to have 9 taco trucks in the city of Columbus, and then to branch outward. So we're actually working on that right now, literally.
Wow.
But yeah. So the first thing is
let them smells permeate.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh yeah.
So the first thing is that that aroma is
change your name right here. Put the name of your company up there. I know you got Miss Canada here. Change your name up there and put your company up there so people can know the taco company that you guys have. Where your name at the top, your name right here where it says Michelle Canada.
If you go down to settings.
Yeah. Let me see if I
can. Over here.
Yeah, so we promote your business.
Over here.
Yeah. I'm sorry for cutting you off, man, but I want to make sure you get that promotion. You're all right. Advertising, marketing. So since we talk about marketing,
can they change it in the middle like that, Jay?
I think you should be able to.
I'm about to say. I'm not seeing how.
Yeah.
If you click on your little picture down here where your window is, it'll.
Oh yeah, we have it.
Oh, okay. Y'all smarter than me. Shout out.
Right now.
So everybody that's listening in, please make your comments. If you have a business, go ahead and hit the link, man, and log in, guys. Let's promote your business today. So here's another question for you guys. You ready?
Yeah.
So branding, right? What is the importance of building the brand, the image that reflects you and your product and services? What is important?
I want to jump right on that, but I want to attach that to the end part of the other answer about marketing, because marketing and branding kind of go hand in hand. When you're marketing, like I say, in food service, the aroma and all that is an advantage, but the greatest advantage of any kind of business marketing is word of mouth. And we've all heard that for years. But the reason why it works, and because nobody ever explains why word of mouth is superior to commercial marketing. The reason why word of mouth is superior is because when potential consumers see commercials, whether they be in print media or television or whatever, when potential consumers see commercials, they automatically identify that commercial as a company trying to sell them something. So they see it as somebody trying to sell them something. Whereas word of mouth is somebody somebody from your family or your community or your camp telling you something, and you take that as credible because you know that this person doesn't stand to gain anything by telling you. When a friend or a relative say, hey, that hamburger over there, those tacos over there are the bomb, you know this person not trying to sell you anything. They just give you their opinion. So word of mouth is always superior. So to attach branding to that, once you have people talking about your product or service, whatever your business or whatever your industry, once you have people out there in the community talking about it and promoting it from an organic perspective, the brand is important because now you're building a reputation, and everything that's attached to that name, to that brand, is either going to go up or down depending on how you present it. So branding is a two-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. If you have a brand, let's take Michael Jackson, for instance. What he did in music made his brand high profile. So a lot of companies wanted to do business with him. Pepsi was one of them. They said, hey, let's get Michael Jackson to do these commercials. But then when Michael Jackson got into a little bit of a situation with that child molestation thing, Pepsi said, we good on you, King of Pop. We're going to go over here and get Freddie Jackson or somebody. So branding is branding is a double-edged. Branding is directly associated with or attached to marketing.
Well, I do have an input on that from my perspective. Branding represents who we are. And so like our image is always what we put out there. I think it's a lot more than just marketing, but I think it reflects character.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that our product has to be worthy of our brand. Yeah. I will not sell food prepare that doesn't my stand. First, like, can I just tell you can standards, and so I'll redo it. And when generally we let them have it for free because I have such high standards. Because every part of Miggy's flavor has to be the same every time. For is putting
breaking up a little bit.
Say this is great. It is fresh. And so for me, that's a part of branding. I want my integrity or our integrity for behind our business. So when someone sees our logo, they'll say, "Man, that's Miggy. Let's go," because they know that they're going to get a product that is, number one, worth the money that they're paying. Number two, that it's a good, and we're relationship people.
That's right.
So,
not just the product, but in service.
Yeah.
We don't hire anybody who can't represent the brand in their character, in their behavior. We don't want anybody on that food truck or anywhere that there's behavior or attitude or words doesn't represent the brand in a positive.
Yeah. So I hope.
Okay, next question.
No, I hope everybody listen to that or who's going to listen to that, man, really take heed to what they're saying.
Yeah.
It's important, man. The person you hire or the person that's representing your company or your brand, man, reflects on everybody, man. Everybody, man. You know, you had the best food in town.
Yeah.
If that waitress come and slam the food on the table, guess what? You probably lost a customer.
Yeah,
you know?
That's right.
They rude. Yeah,
and they say
they don't know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Very important.
In business, it takes one day for a person in business to like your restaurant or dislike it, but it takes them about 7 years to reach again. So that's just really how important it is to do it right the first time.
Wow.
You never get a second chance.
Which is exactly why if word of mouth is the most potent form of marketing, then you also have to recognize that when it comes to branding, if somebody has something bad to say about your business, that's going to spread the same way. They're going to tell, they're going to tell somebody, girl, don't go over there. They make shoes and the bottom fall off when you walk. You know what?
Well, you're absolutely right. We
You know? Yeah. Bad news.
We all spent money on products.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, Jay. Bad news spread faster than good news.
So
yes, it does.
They're gonna drag you quicker than they're gonna promote you.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's why I don't accept no more collect calls from R. Kelly.
Here we go.
Yeah, keep that all over. All right, I got another one for you guys. All right. Systems, guys. What are some different systems you need to streamline your process, right? Of growing your business.
Yeah, so like that's my first question for you. I know this is your super secret formula. Do you only have one person that cooks it, or do you have other people? Like, how do they know how to recreate that original formula?
No, I am the chef. Otherwise, I have to kill everybody else. No.
Dad, you can't be multi-million-dollar company. Feed the world.
You know how they say, if I tell my secret, then I gotta kill you.
Absolutely.
But when we begin to sell it, you know, when we begin to go to retail to sell it, it'll be impacted. So I can see it's safe.
But as far as the systems go, we kind of operate a little differently when it comes to systems because I have a military background and other things, and she has a different background, mostly church. So our ideal of systems is a little different. But when it comes to systems, I kind of operate the way Henry Ford started his Ford Motor Company. I believe that everybody should have a station, everybody should have an assignment, and everybody should be properly trained in that area. Not saying that they can't learn other areas or aspects of the business so that they might be utilized elsewhere when occasion may call. But I think specifically, everybody should be trained to function in their particular station so that you have a flawless flow of our production. And I think when you have that, you get the best production, the best product, and it's great for the customers. One last thing I say about that is McDonald's, they mastered that, man. In order to get a McDonald's franchise, you have to graduate from Hamburger University in Illinois. That's a requirement. You could be a gazillionaire. They will not let you into their franchise unless you go get that certificate from their Hamburger University. That's what they call it, Hamburger University. You have to go there and graduate.
Chick-fil-A got similar things in place as well. Lots of rules and regulations if you want to enter their processes.
Wow.
Yes, because you're representing their brand and they want it done their way. If you don't want to do it their way, if you want to do it your own way, then you got to go start Bonquisha's restaurant.
Burger King. Burger King. They do it anyway, every day.
So
that's not always a good thing.
You need a specific system for food preparation in our particular business. You need a specific system for accounting. You need a specific system for loading and unloading equipment, personnel, how you handle the flow of traffic as far as customers and things like that. You even need a system for how you handle the money on site, how you handle security. There has to be systems in place. And matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, Danielle actually runs things where she was working at, so she understands exactly what I'm talking about. Things have to be systemized or you have chaos and disorder, and that leads to failure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So too many entrepreneurs get out there, whatever their business are, lawn care or barbershops, tattoo shops, whatever. Too many times entrepreneurs there with their businesses without erecting systems, and they find themselves always trying to catch up and always falling short and eventually going bankrupt. The systems that you create for your business will sustain you. It will move you forward and it will help you expand.
Yeah. What our systems, man, is chaos. Everything.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You look at outer space.
Look,
right?
see, they quickly had to learn to have a system of locking up their food truck so it don't fall apart.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah, absolutely, man.
I am actually interested in knowing how you solve that problem, like legitimately. Yeah. So, it sounds like a good. Did y'all get a bunch of like little latches or something, or zip ties? Day one.
Was part of it.
I'll ask you this: what was your day one solution versus your now solution? Because I'm sure in the moment you had to react, but over time, you're a smart man. You learned how to do it correctly.
I laughed.
That was your sister right there.
I laughed like, are you kidding me?
The day one solution was just relocating everything. We put everything that could possibly fall down on the floor,
right,
and locked it in using heavy stuff. We put the generator and refrigerator, all the stuff where it locked in everything that could possibly fall. So that was our immediate solution until we sit down and talk it over and the solutions that made more sense, and
right.
But business itself, for all those who watch this, you have this business is about perpetual. If you can grow your vision and grow in your daily practices, then your business will not grow; it will fail. So it's a learning curve.
So as you can tell, he is the serious type.
Yes.
Because I laugh and learn.
Absolutely. You gotta come together
balance
like
there. You gotta balance.
You gotta be balanced, man. So listen, man, this is great, man, because system is definitely important. Especially if you're trying to scale up, you definitely got to have some systems in place.
Yes.
I had a person ask me, man, he said, man, how do you do what you do, bro? I'm like, you have to have a system in place. You know what I'm saying? Because before it was in my head, because I could work things through my head or whatever the case is, but it brought extra stress that didn't have to be there. But now that I got systems in place, in case I don't do this gonna automatically does this. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a whole system. So now I make sure I get everything done.
Yes.
Everything is in its place. So now it's time to kind of raise it up a little bit now, do some different things or whatever. So now I have the time I freed up. I need to add something to it so I can take it to that next level, man. So yeah, systems is important. So one more question for you guys, man. So, Maggie's taco truck, man. I got to go see what's going on, man. Y'all done got me now. All right. They say millionaires, man, have 7 streams of income, right?
Yeah.
Any other streams you guys have?
That was back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, 7 was back in the day. You need more like 12 now.
I agree with you. I can definitely agree with you on that.
12 is a new 7.
Yeah. So
Right.
So are we still pursuing that at least 7 to 12? Or we just say we're gonna do what we're doing now and keep moving?
I think between the two of us, we may have more like 20. I think because I know I have maybe like 8 that I'm working on, as far as, because my goal is to have a conglomerate of businesses so we can put more of the youth to work.
That's not a goal. You actually have that.
Well, I know somewhat. Not everything. Everything is licensed, but we're working on bringing it to fruition fully under one umbrella.
Well,
wonderful.
My addition to that answer is, I think it's not only imperative to have multiple streams of income. I won't say 7, I won't say 10 or 12. I'll just say multiple, because it may be 3, it may be 4, it may be 25. Who knows? But I do think it's imperative to have multiple streams of income. But everything comes down to perspective. You look at it. If you go into it looking at it like, oh, I got to have multiple streams of income, I got to find more ways to make money, you'll probably come up short. You'll probably fail. What you have to do, what I think you have to do, is look at opportunities to benefit society. You have to find ways to say, what can I do to make this community better? What can I do to make that group over there better? What can I do to help these people over here? And as you answer questions or find solutions, that's why I recommend watching this podcast called Shaping Solutions by Sheila Little and Daniel MacArthur. But as you find solutions,
I listened to it yesterday myself.
as you approach life as a problem solver, you will find that those problems will make way for your growth, and that way will you initially. So it's not necessarily looking for multiple streams of income. It's looking for ways to solve problems that plague society. And that creates your multiple streams of income. And the next thing you know, you have an abundance of everything, abundance of wealth, an abundance of time, and an abundance of happiness or joy. And most importantly, you find an abundance of peace and satisfaction. And now all of that's going to release these endorphins from your brain into your bloodstream, going to improve your immune system and just make life blessed. So the reason why I'm silly and happy all the time is because of that. I'm always finding ways to benefit life, and life benefits me.
Absolutely. Listen, yeah. So that is so true, man. If you have a business, guys, if you really look at your business, in your business there are businesses.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Within your business there are businesses. We talk about Maggie's taco truck right now, so you can write off a couple.
Miggy's, Miggy.
Mickey, I would say Maggie. Yes. Miggy's. I'm sorry, you're right. Miggy's.
I'm surprised Breeze ain't get you the first
time. So I mean,
country.
Just that alone, right? Like you said, when you guys first got together, right? You had to figure out that you had to do some different things to stop everything from falling over. You can sell that as a packet. Right? Some different things that you can do to lock everything down. That's a business. That's something that can be sold online. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the business and look at different, because think about it. You guys didn't know that. Whoever else is get a truck probably don't know that neither, right? But if you just think about different ways to get business out of what you're already doing, that stuff you can put online and let that make money for you as well. Yeah. You can
or like simple things that you've mastered in the process of launching a business, like you said, like all those little intricacies, like you break down the components of your bigger business. Perfect example. She could be teaching other people how to cook. She can be, she may not be a trained chef. Don't nobody care about all that. Like, not everybody. Sorry, cooking coach. I don't want to disrespect chefs. Cooking coach. She could be a cooking coach. She could sell her recipes, a different version of her recipes. Maybe somewhere in between the amazing Miggies and the basic, she could sell recipes. So,
but another thing too, though, books, right? You can write a book on how to run a food truck. Boom. How to run a food truck.
That's what I told you.
You can do an ebook. Right? How to write. Man, there's so many people. I know probably 3 people that I know like now. They're talking about getting a food truck. So it's a lot of people out there, man. You put that bad boy online, you probably sell like hotcakes.
Because the biggest thing is people want to hear, different perspectives. So even if, because usually when you start in a business, you might hit up multiple avenues of learning. Like I know somebody who, they want to learn how to make soap. They went out and bought 4 soap making books. Boom. So if you're teaching, it doesn't matter how many other people have written a book about how to start a food truck. We want to hear about your experience and how y'all forgot to lock up the cabinets the first time. I would love. I'm sure Breeze can write that story very well, and it's hilarious. Absolutely. That's a whole chapter right there.
Man.
Well, we do have Sumerian Publishing, so that's exactly the ideal. It was a lady down in Birmingham. Alabama. I can't remember her name.
I'm sure he's talking about me right now, Jay.
No, it wasn't you. It was some lady MacArthur or something. But anyway. But you're absolutely right. There's a wealth. We grew up in the industrial age when factories and stuff like that were big. General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, other products and other things. The industrial age was the era we grew up in. But this is the information age. We live in an age now where information is king, and the internet makes it possible for anybody, not just us, but anybody can succeed beyond imagination just because of the internet giving the whole world access to that information that you have to make available. So that's why I do publishing, because for me, the ideal of selling information or transferring information for profit makes more sense than products. Now, that's not knocking the food truck or anything that anybody else do. I'm just saying that everybody has to find their own niche, and this is mine.
Yeah, IP. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So just let me know if I need your books written, because I'm ready.
Absolutely. I had a guy, man, he told me about getting the book. I told him about this, and man, you got to make sure you get with my guy. Matter of fact, Leverage, that's on the Sports Podcast. He's gonna be on it tomorrow. He reached out to me, getting ready to do a book. I told him you got to come through you. He said he'll reach out to me.
Okay.
Reach out to him. So, man, but listen, this been huge right here. I definitely enjoyed this. And I see the yin and the yang, so that's a good thing.
Gotta have balance, man. Look, maybe that's the next topic: business partners.
You know what? That's
we're gonna say that for next week.
Yes. So before we get on, so what's next for you guys? What's next?
What's next is well, you can start off, but there a lot. So this is going to be a 4-minute and 17-second answer.
Oh man, I don't even know where to start, but we're just going to continue to perfect our craft and continue to build and grow, be consistent in that, and then we'll go on to another project.
Well, I'll get a little more specific. More specifically, what's next is the expansion of the food trucks. Like I said, there's going to be 9 here in Columbus, and eventually we're going to franchise it out across the United States and maybe beyond, depending on what kind of issues we deal with legalizing it out of the United States. Second of all, we're getting into the restaurant business. We're going to expand the food truck business into actual brick and mortars because brick and mortars have been slipping, especially with online ordering and stuff like that. People are losing their restaurants and stuff. But I see it as an opportunity to bring back real cooking in real facilities. And well, Danielle don't know this place, but they will remember the name Mama Lily's. So we want to, yes, sir. So we want to expand that idea and take advantage.
Soul food.
Yes, and another area we're expanding in is the publishing company. I'm in the process right now of shopping some of the books around to producers and directors to get films made. So we want to get into broadcasting. We want to get into television and film through the publishing company. And lastly, as Jay know from our conversations, we want to get deep into real estate, commercial real estate particularly. I don't want to be the guy that's buying one house, flipping it. And no disrespect to you wholesalers out there either, brother. Wholesaling is great. It's a great way to get involved in real estate without capital, or I should say with limited capital. It's a great way to do it. But we want to do really big things to impact society. Like I said earlier, if you're not impacting society, you're wasting your time. Anybody can chase money and make $1, but you have to do something impactful to really have meaning for your life. So that's what we're going with, real estate, publishing, and film, and the expansion of the food franchise.
Yeah.
And I really, really, really want to partner with you guys. Yeah, y'all have no clue how bad I want Danielle MacArthur and Jay Wicker on this team. I don't think we all see eye to eye just yet, but I see where you guys would be just a prolific add-on, just oh man.
I think he's trying to take advantage of your pretty face, Jay. I think that's what he's doing. That commanding voice, Jay. That's what he's doing. He's trying to take advantage of you, Jay. I'm sweet talking you, Jay.
Well, one thing I know a couple. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, since you mentioned it, you notice I only affiliated with people that wear glasses.
Hey, so I know a couple people up here, man, who does short films. So I know you pushing stuff out. Hopefully, I get him on a podcast here pretty soon as well. But I know you're looking to do some movies or something. So I don't know if short film is something you're interested in doing, but I could definitely reach out to him, man, and put a bug in their ear, man. So whatever you need, man, let me know. Man, I know people that know people that know people. So
Jay know everybody.
He does.
I know people, man. So and listen, man, this has been great, man. It's good to get a chance to see him on. He looked different. He looked different a little bit. I see a little difference in him, but you got your better half beside, and he got the lines thing on as well.
We're repping for the home team over there.
Yeah, you tell how much you pay for. I don't want to put you on front though, but yeah. Come back at any time, man. When this thing really get it off the ground, but next time you get off the ground, get it to where you need it to be. Let us know if you ever in Texas, man. Let me know.
How much you charging them to drive down to Texas?
When we have this big kickball event next year for all the real estate people and all that stuff down here, y'all got to come through. Jay got it.
Go ahead. They gonna drive down. It might be some, travel fees.
We'll be down there next year.
Absolutely, definitely do it. So
we'll be down. We'll be in Dallas next year too. We'll be down there. We're actually coming to Dallas to a family reunion.
Okay. Well, definitely let me know.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, it's a pleasure meeting you too as well. Continue to make those deep fried tacos and make Michigan proud. The taco bread.
Yes.
You guys,
thank you, Danielle and Jay.
It's been a good time, you guys.
You guys have a great one now.
You too. Y'all welcome here anytime. You know that.
Absolutely. All right, brother. Peace. Man, that was a good one there. that definitely was a good one. It's good to see him. He's a little bit different. He ain't as wild with his wife there, you know. Look at it, see him on there. So, but it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So I don't know how to get him off, but let me see here. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Who's up next, man?
So, man, I was hoping some people jumped on here, man. So I guess we'll just rock for a few more minutes here.
Man, look, let me take the opportunity.
Do your thing.
To ask you, what is Jay Wicker up to?
Wow.
Because sometimes the people that ask all the questions, they don't never get nobody to ask them.
Okay, let's do it. Go ahead and interview me.
We see you doing 8 million, 50 million podcasts. You over here coming at BET's neck.
I'm trying to get that money.
What's your what I want to know is, I know you talked about like the mentorship and like what really locked it in for you that said, you know, I want to start expanding and like doing the podcast thing.
Wow. I think I was on podcasting before it became popular.
Really? That's right, because you said you would listen to stuff when you drove trucks, right?
Yeah. I listen to talk radio a lot. I like to eavesdrop into people's conversation. Like, you know, so like you and Sheila does, I'm listening. I'll be so engulfed into what you guys are talking about, forget to do what I need to be doing. So I like doing that, and I like asking questions. I'm very inquisitive. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, my father and I had a podcast many years ago before he passed. And we got a chance to interview Sheila and her business partner back then too, as a matter of fact. So, but you know, he passed. He's been passed now for some years now. But so I stopped for many years, and then I end up kicking it back off probably about a year ago, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Jason and Miss K, she was a tax lady. We did an audio version for a while. So we just basically talk audio hour every week or whatever the case, hour and a half. And then we did this thing on visual and audio. And and I was like, listen, man, I've never been a person to just do something. I've never been a person to just go at it lightly. I'm like, well, I just do a podcast when I just do a network, right? I'm in the challenge of myself. So I said, let's do it. I've never seen nobody do it before, but I'm gonna do it, right? And it's been challenging sometimes, but it's been very rewarding. Yeah.
I think of it as one of those things. The one thing that I like about it is you just planting the seeds and you watering it because you know it's gonna bloom one day. You don't know the exact date, but you know it's gonna be that one day that right person's gonna hear it, the right person's gonna see it, they're gonna share it. And that's what I love about, today's age. You can't predict what goes viral, even though I heard that the government can control that. But they can control stuff they don't want to go viral, as we learned from the Biden fall on the bicycle thing. It's very hard to find a video of that. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I love about it, is just you're rewarded for your consistency. Because you're doing it every week, because you're being consistent, the rewards will come.
And look, I love failing in front of people.
Yes,
I love that. I know most people run from that. Like I don't have no fear of that at all, right? And I'd rather try to perfect what I'm doing now into where everybody has their eyes on us, right? So it's stuff we're gonna implement next week, like doing like the mid-roll, what's it called? The top roll, the mid-roll, and the end roll. I think it's called. I forgot how you say that. So we're gonna implement different. What we'll talk about when we get off. Everybody knows exactly what it is. But different things we're gonna do. Yeah, different things we're gonna do so we can have that room. So when some advertisers start coming, we already got the spots saved. You know what I'm saying? Ready to rock. But I'm okay.
I got to hit you with a Shape and Solutions question though.
Let's do it.
So, but I think it's important for business owners to hear this. At what point did you stop fearing failure? Were you always like that?
Always.
Okay. So
always.
You one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, man. I grew up in a disassembled community, man. Right, where people was going to prison like they was going to the store. Right. So I'm just keeping it real, man. So it was like, and people dying. So it's like, in business, fear. Like I know.
You know, I feel you, because when you come from that, it's like it can't get no worse.
Man,
I know what bad is.
Okay, let's go. Let's rock. You know,
that was always my mentality. I can always go get a job. Job ain't going nowhere.
Exactly.
Job ain't going nowhere. Career ain't going nowhere. I can go get a 6-figure job, and if all else fails, because I met a guy once who he got hit real hard during the 2018 kind of housing bubble thing. And so he had to fall back in the working world. And that's where I met him, is when I was in my corporate job. And I remember it was the deepest thing for me, for somebody to be able to say, he was like, yeah, I'm just here until I don't need to be here. And it was so crazy, because he was like, I'm just here because I'm supplementing, because he was telling me like he was, managing properties and doing all this other stuff. And he was doing all these big things in real estate. And he was really just using the job to supplement and stabilize some of the things he had going on in his family. But he had the flexibility and the beauty, like, because I remember his boss made him mad one day and he said, I'm gone. And like, to be able to have that.
It's a beautiful thing, man. Listen, man. I don't know how to explain that. When you imagine you hit the lottery, right? You hit the lottery for some millions or whatever the case is, you really don't have to work. You here because you like the job, but when the job gets on your nerve, you just basically say something, man. Just say one thing, bro.
You walk around with that chip on your shoulder.
You tell me what you ain't gonna do. You come in and, hey, I ain't gonna work today. You know what I'm saying? I ain't come here for all that. I just want my check. No, I ain't do that. But yeah, I mean, it's a different feeling, man. It's a different when you can basically say, okay, I can take care of myself. I'm self-sustaining. We don't rely on nobody else, man. It's something.
And see, for me, for me, what this transition is, because like I said, part of the reason why I went into business and entrepreneurship coaching is because I'm seeing so many people fleeing, to work because they can't handle it. And I hope people take kind of the deeper message in there is, if you are going to start a business, build it to where it's something that people want to work for. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't keep the cycle going. Like, whatever drove you out of working in a normal corporate environment, like, because that's what I'm passionate about. Like, whatever business, like, as it grows, I want people that are happy and feel fulfilled to work with me. Like, there is it's not just, I just need the money. Like, no, I want to make sure they're getting something out of it. Like, simple things like training people, like making sure they feel appreciated. All those little things go a long way. So I really want to stress that, especially for anybody listening. Like, yeah, it's all nice and good on this, but it's like, really, what is the intention? Because obviously something pushed you out of that and into the world of the entrepreneur. And so now, what do you want to make out of it? Do you want to change everything? Be a small part of the change and build a company that people enjoy working for.
Yeah, so, it's funny that you said like my sisters now, right? I let them know. So listen, man, you help me build this up. I'm gonna help you build. What's your goal? What you trying to do?
That's the same thing I do.
Like even with this podcast, right? I always like, how can I help? You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that you guys we're building this thing together, but I want to also make sure that you doing what you want to do. That's the whole key to this whole thing. When everybody's winning, when everybody's doing what they want and they love, man, that's when everything takes off.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We go to work right now, and the only person making some money is the CEO, and you never see him. And when you do, everybody's running crazy, and you know what I'm saying? That's not a good place to be, especially when you think you're not getting paid enough money and you think you should be getting paid.
Or if you're not getting paid as much money. Because that whole, don't talk about your paycheck, that's dead. I'm going to say that right now. That's dead. Yeah. Talk about your paycheck. Everybody, don't talk about, no, because the gaps and the disparities, people need to start blowing holes through that. Yeah. Because and that's me throwing shots straight at corporate, because they know what they do. Yeah. They know what they do, and it's these big corporations, and that's a message to anybody that's on the fence. Like, in a major corporation, the average major corporation, you are so expendable, it doesn't make any sense. Like, no matter how, like, I used to tell people that every day, what this place gonna do without me? Keep going. They're gonna keep going. They're gonna find somebody else who needs a job and really needs a job and really needs this opportunity, because that's all. To me, that's what they're like stepping stones of opportunity. It's a chance for you to learn skills. It's a chance for you to kind of find yourself. Learn what your strengths and what your weaknesses are, things of that nature. And they just gonna find the next person that thinks this is a great job. The minute you stop thinking it's a great job, they're gonna find somebody who thinks it's a great job. Simple as that.
Pay them less money.
Or disrespectfully pay them more money than what they were paying you. That's what normally happens. Or they bring in 2 people after you left because
they can't handle the job.
How hard you were working.
Wow. That is so true, man. But I would say everybody out there, man, if you have a full-time job, don't quit your job right now, right? Work your business that you have on the side till we get to the point to where you can walk away without, saying, make sure you bring the boat close to the dock so we can just walk right on top. You know what I'm saying? Because many people have jumped over there and missed that boat, end up in that water. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. so make sure that you do that, man. And it's anything you can think of, man, you can actually accomplish it. But don't think too small. No. Think bigger, man.
Think big. I like think big, but then think real. And then when you combine big and real, you'll get there. Because you think big,
That's what I like about Breeze as well. Like Breeze, the stuff he be talking about, it's like it's that next level. It's like, this is why I'm thinking that he thinking over here. I'm like, he back for a second and see what he he really
he said I gotta step back for a second.
Back to see the whole picture, you know what I'm saying? So he's really thinking about some things. So but any more questions for me?
What? How many streams of incomes do you have, Mr.
Right now,
Mr. Mid City Network?
Wow. Okay, so we have the
11.
Okay, so we have the Mid City Network, Mid City Acquisition Real Estate Company. We're doing I lead up real estate acquisitions for my buying investors in 48 states, residential and commercial. We also have, kind of tied to that is the coaching and mentorship. We do that for free on Thursday. So showing people how to get into real estate with little to no money out of pocket, with wholesaling and being a bird dog. Just kind of help people, giving people that leg up. I never got it, so I'm trying to get back when it comes to that. Another thing we do as well is the REI meetup. We do that the second Saturday of every month. Me and Jason, we get on there. We, people who may have deals who don't know how to put those deals together. Our job is to kind of walk them through how to put those particular deals together. So we do that. Let's see what else. So I have the notary service too. So
I was waiting for you to say the notary. I heard you say that a couple times.
So Mid City Notaries, where we able to do notarize stuff on the laptop virtually, right? And wherever you at, we can do it. But we're a notary signing agent as well. So we work with some title companies where you close your home. Instead of you going to the title company, we can come to you, to your house, to your job or whatever, and actually close your documents right then and there. We do general notary work as well. All that, it's a lot of different things coming to notary. And we pretty soon here, we will actually have a service to where other people who are notary would be able to come on board with us and be able to do different things in different states and stuff like that.
You're doing it big now.
What else, man? Wow. Well, okay, the network, of course, this is growing. Like I'm interested to see the analytics this time, because I've seen some numbers like that, especially on some other platforms as well. So we're getting ready to send that out to you guys as well, so you guys can see exactly where we at on everything. The numbers are totally different than they was first. So yeah. Facebook, like the YouTube and the Facebook is not really jumping like other platforms.
That takes longer.
Yeah, and you deal with older crowd too with the Facebook people as well. So I'm gonna show you guys that as well. Oh wow, what else? What else we got going on? Give me a minute.
Got so many things he can't even think of. Jay, and how long? So out of all of this time, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been free and clear?
Man,
you the vet on the squad. like when did you first make the leap or like the transition into full-blown entrepreneurship? Where was that first time you failed miserably that you had to learn from?
Wow. Okay, I guess the first time I failed miserably, I could say probably about 10 years ago, 11 years ago or so. Probably a little longer than that. And when I was getting into the mortgage industry.
Okay.
Right when the mortgage crashed. So right the year the crash, I had just transitioned from driving. I was driving trucks at night, and I started becoming a loan officer in the daytime. So I was kind of doing both. I really wasn't getting no sleep. So I remember one guy told me, "Hey man, the market about to crash, man. You know, you might not want to do that right now." I wasn't trying to hear that. I see his money over here.
Oh, so they told you.
I had a couple people tell me that, and jumped out there, and all of a sudden the bottom fell out here. So it's like bills is coming, but I have my CDL, so I can get back to driving truck. So that was crazy. That was crazy then. So, and I learned bills keep coming. So
bills keep coming.
Yeah. So you got to make sure you bring that closer to the dock, like we talked about. But real estate always been a passion of mine, though. I think I told the story before. I remember as a kid, the landlord coming to the house and getting the money from my mom. Like the landlord put up in the driveway when I was a kid, and my mom said, "Oh, that's the landlord." And she ran in the house, got the money, and handed it to him. He says, "Everything okay?" He's like, "Yeah." He got his car pulled off. And in my mind, I'm saying, "Okay, I'm gonna be a landlord."
He said, "I want people to give me cash money." That sounds amazing.
He would say, "Lord over my land." You know, that was landlord, Lord over my land. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Okay, that's it right there." And it took me a long time, and I had people trying to explain to me how to do it. It didn't register, you know. Until one day I'm sitting in my truck, and I'm like, man, I gotta do something. So I pulled up how to buy real estate with no money out of pocket. And on YouTube, it was tons of tutorials.
Wholesaling.
Yeah. So all I did was listen to it. I put the earbuds in. I would listen to all these different tutorials for about 2 years, and I finally said, you know what, I gotta put this to action.
2 years. See, I think that's very interesting, and I think that's something people need to hear. It took you 2 years.
Let me see. Okay, so I listened to it a lot, man. Like day in and day out, I just would listen to what they was talking about because I like talk radio. I was tired of listening to the little five songs they got on radio, so I was just listening to it. And so the guy named Mr. Flipperhouse said, "Man, you know some people probably listen to it."
Look, I found his.
You see this?
I was interested because I was just like you, where it's like I keep hearing about it. And unfortunately for me, that fell in that I have two categories: things I want to try and things I would rather pay somebody else to do. So that falls into I have much love and respect for people in real estate, but man, that is a lot of time. It's a lot of logistics and calling and da. Obviously, if that's your space, like you said, you like talking to people. I like talking to people on my own terms, not always.
I like to put deals together, though.
See,
the negotiation part of it, I love that.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I'm not the biggest fan of negotiation. I'll be like, "Oh, you don't want it? All right, bye." Like I hate that. I can't stand that back and forth. Like I hate buying cars. Like that is the worst experience on the planet for me. To sit there and they just the haggle and no.
I thrive on that. I tell my wife sometimes, "Hey, this is what we want. Okay, go. Let me do this." Go in there and hey, come out of there with a win. Come out of there with a win, man. We fighting over here. It's a war over here.
See, but my friend who I call my business partner, that definitely needs to be our show next week. He's like that. Yeah. And so it's like you got that balance where it's like, no, he like if we hit something where it's like this will take negotiation, you send a closer in. You know, if you need the brain, I'm the brain.
Business, let's say dollar saved, dollar earned, man. You know what I'm saying? It's different. I would say the Jewish community, man, they do it the best. Yes. You know, people dog them out for that, man. But I'm like, man, this is war, man. You trying to take some food off my table, bro? Yeah. I gotta come to this table, and you gotta, we're gonna break bread, man. But I'm gonna try to win, just like you're gonna try to win. And hopefully,
I mean, to me, it's not necessarily war. It's like back in Renaissance times. If I got a castle, I have to defend my castle. Yeah. I have to maintain my castle. And everything that goes into that castle, it takes unity right here. Like,
but if that person, you're going to buy a car, right? And that person can sell you all.
oh, you talking about negotiations?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. If he
That's
can say
war. Yes, I would agree with that.
That you know he know you don't really need, he's going to do that, right? So my job is to not to buy all that stuff and to get something from them. I need a full tank of gas. I need a lifetime. I need a year car wash, something, bro, to make me feel like I won. You know what I'm saying? And
Make me feel like I won.
I'm going down the street. So, but yeah, it's definitely fun. It's definitely fun. Only my biggest regret is I wish I'd have went to school for business. That's my
really.
Yeah.
What do you think would be different if you would have went to school?
It has to be some tricks that I don't know. No. Okay. I mean,
I'm only saying. Look, so I'm only saying that because that's what my business partner has a degree in business, and if anything, to me, it just makes them want to do business. Okay. I'm sure he learned a bunch of stuff, but I think there's a difference between when you go to college when you're young and when you go to college now. Like, I think if you went now, you would learn a lot more than what you would have learned
as a kid
when you were in your 20s. Because that's how I feel about college. I went fresh out of high school. I can probably recall all of 5 classes that I took in the 4 years I was at the Ohio State University. So, like, what is the value of that educational experience if I can only remember a couple of days out of that? I remember sleeping in a lot. But like right now that I know how I learn, and I think now that you have a focus, and actually you could probably talk to Sheila about that, because it's funny because a lot of the stuff that she talks about, I learned being in a corporate environment. And being smart enough to pay attention to kind of the systems and the processes and the dynamics and all of those things. So I think, it give you a little bit more perspective, but we live in a wonderful age of YouTube.
Absolutely.
So, and Coursera. Have you ever heard of Coursera?
I heard you guys talking about that yesterday or day for yesterday.
I don't remember. So Coursera is actually something from Google, and it's almost like free college. And you don't have, so if you want certificates, so they have a lot of, obviously you could tell their agenda is kind of pushing, pull it up. They're trying to push like the next wave of people. And so it's a lot of forward thinking, like certificates or whatever. And so you could take the lessons for free. You only have to pay if you want the certificate to prove that you've taken it. But they have all kind of stuff, project management, lots of tech surrounded things and lots of stuff.
So I've been tripping then. Is that what y'all telling me? Okay.
Well, no, I mean, because it's like if you're serious about only learning, and it's not you trying to put some degrees or certificates or whatever, because it sounds like you just want to learn, and it's set up like college. And you can type, so like if you put in a search bar business, for example, let's see what comes up, because they have a lot of stuff. Look, see, Meta social media marketing. Like what? There you go, business. Boom, there's your education.
This is free?
Yes. Every time I tell people that, like, no, it's not. So when you sign up, it'll tell you that, like.
Wow.
You only have to pay, and I'm speaking from experience because at one point in time I was looking into project management. I did not pay anything. I did it for like maybe 2-3 weeks. I'm a bit of an ADD when it comes to learning stuff. But it was completely free. I didn't pay anything for that. You can pay, I think maybe, did I pay a monthly? Maybe at the most, I think it was like $40 a month. But I don't think I paid anything more than $40. And like I said, it is a full blown. And actually, no, I didn't pay because I went back and did a little course with a friend of mine just to, it was one about learning.
Wow. Oh, it's over. It's over. They can cancel Christmas, bro. It's over.
Cancel Christmas. Oh, man. Look, we about to unlock the next level with Mr. Wicked.
But listen, man, I really appreciate this impromptu interview. This was dope. I guess I gotta do this a little bit more. I'm comfortable with being behind the scenes. I'd rather be behind the scenes. doing different things. But I have no problem with y'all to have a conversation. It's cool.
Man. We need to know who the man is, the genius behind the network.
Next to the man.
You ain't got to give them all the keys to the kingdom, but just let them know. Put some respect on your name.
Absolutely. You have anything you want to promote before we jump off?
No, Lord knows I do enough promoting on this thing. No.
Okay. Well, if you know anybody who want to get into real estate, definitely send them my way, man. We teaching people for free, man. We're trying to give back to the people. So
look, I'm gonna try. I've learned and realized I don't operate in the real estate circles, but I operate in the other worlds of everybody else. I feel like there's like two sides of business. There's like the real estate world, and then there's everybody else.
Absolutely.
Y'all real estate people are intimidating as hell. It's all them negotiating skills and whatnot.
Yes. Well, definitely appreciate you for jumping on. Breeze, his wife. Man, you guys did a great job, man. Look forward to tasting some of them tacos you guys got.
I know. Look, I'm gonna have to hit them up next time I'm in Columbus. I got core family and friends down there, so I go up there every couple of months or whatever. So I'm gonna have to get a taco and see what you call it, bread, taco bread.
Taco bread. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Hey, great job. All right.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right.
All right.